Education, particularly narrowing the gap between the attainment of students from the poorest and the most affluent parts of the country, was to be the defining mission of the last SNP government. 5 years on, experts say the gap remains wide. Even students who've got good grades themselves believe there should be a level playing field.
People should be looking at the difference between schools that are doing better and schools that are doing worse. If it's to do with the support, what is it to do with where people stay? Because honestly, I don't think that that's true. I don't think where you stay, where your house is and where you're brought up has got anything to do with how much of a hard worker you are.
It's just down to the student to study, and if they do well, then I don't think it matters where they come from. I think it just matters how well they do.
I don't think because you come from a certain area that should mean that you're better than other people. They do have the better resources, but I don't think that generally transitions to a better pupil.
The Scottish Government has poured hundreds of millions into targeted help for schools, and record numbers of students from deprived areas are going into higher education. But experts say across the country, the progress that has been made falls short of the Scottish Government's aims. It remains the case in Scotland that school students from the most deprived areas are more likely to fail their Highers than they are to get an A. And that could be a political problem for a party that asks to be judged on their efforts to close the attainment gap. It's not a problem that can be solved just in schools.
The root causes of that is that poverty is high in Scotland, child poverty is high. It's predicted to increase because of the pandemic, and that is quite an important issue. So education can play its role, but it is also important that policies exist to really help families to come out of poverty.
Families who can know that moving to the right area could significantly boost their children's chances. Abby goes to one of the best state schools in Scotland. Does it bother you that there are kids possibly just as bright as you who won't be performing as well because they're at different schools in different areas?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's so unfair, and I think everyone deserves the chance to be able to fulfil their potential.
We have to feel that we're lucky to be where we are, and if people have been less lucky than you, then I don't think that we should, I don't think it's okay to say, well, I'm okay, and that's a good position for you to be in. I just feel like a fairer society across the board is what we should all be striving for.
The SNP are promising more targeted funding and free school meals for all primary pupils. Other parties are offering more teachers and smaller class sizes. All agree, closing the attainment gap must be a priority for the next Scottish Government. Sarah Smith, BBC News, Glasgow.